our schools, our churches, our community centers, and our trust.
Yeah.
And that is why last week I led my school, Booker T. Washington High School for the Performing and Visual Arts, in a walkout to demonstrate the power of our voices and our solidarity for one another. Listen to the young people when we tell you we will not be scared. We will not turn on each other. We will not ignore the suffering of our neighbors. We will keep our eyes open. We will stay woke, and we will never have a president like this ever again. That's all.
Y'all give it up for Cat. No justice?
No peace.
No justice?
No peace.
All righty, so I'm going to have my next speaker. He's currently a little occupied, but if you ever had children in movement, you got to definitely do when duty calls, right? But we have the honor of having the chair of the Texas Democratic Party, Kendall Scudder. If I can have you guys just welcome, give Kendall a big Texas welcome, all right? And y'all see, he's on daddy duty, y'all, so he multitasking, y'all. Definitely. Y'all give a hand for Kendall.
Hi, how are you?
Hey.
I'm Kendall Scudder. I'm the chairman of the Texas Democratic Party. I want to make something real clear. Texas Democrats don't work for Donald Trump. We work for the people of Texas.
Yeah.
Last year, after the most deadly flood in Texas history, Texas Democrats were fighting to give relief to those families while Republicans were doing the bidding of Donald Trump to redraw political districts. This election, Texans are going to tell Donald Trump he can take his political maps and he can shove them up his ass. Because he's not going to steal 5 seats from the people of Texas. Those seats are ours. Previous elections don't vote. Polls don't vote. We do. We do. This president is fundamentally opposed to what it means to be an American. This president does not understand that this country does not belong to him. It belongs to all of us. This election, I would tell you, is the most important election of our lifetime. They say that all the time, right? This election is the most important election of your lifetime. It's not. It's not. The most important election of our lifetime was 2016, and we fucked it up. So this is now our last stand. This election is for all the marbles. They are shooting mothers in the head. They're laying medical professionals on the ground and unloading their clips into their backs. They're arresting journalists. They're kidnapping people's kids. This one is for all the marbles. And I'm here today because I don't want that guy goose-stepping through the streets. When fascism is knocking at the door, it's not the time for imposter syndrome. In this election, we all have to do and give everything that we can to make sure that we are delivering results. And I think if we learned anything from Senate District 9 2 weeks ago, it's that we can do great things when we work together on a team. Not focusing on the things that make us different, but focusing on the things that we have in common. That the little guy, the guy who works every single day just to put a roof over his head, feed his family, and put soccer cleats on his kids, deserves the same opportunities as the children of billionaires. The billionaire class has lined up to feed at the trough of the American taxpayers. But when we ask for an opportunity to succeed, we're called welfare queens. The welfare queens are the people who have mooched and leached off of us, the taxpayers, for years, stuck us at the bottom, groveling for crumbs. This election, in a 254 county strategy, we're showing up in every corner of this state to take it back for the working men and women who've been cast aside, who've been told that this government is not for them, who've had a governor that has tried to shut down their community public schools to keep them uneducated, to keep them on factory floors and on farms and on assembly lines, and not give working class people like us the opportunity for the American dream. We will not waver. We will not falter. I don't care how much they threaten us. I don't care how much they try to threaten to arrest us. We are going to fight like our lives depend on it, because if Renee Good has taught us anything, it does. Our life is counting on it. And just know that at the Texas Democratic Party, we're rethinking the way we've operated, rebuilding it from the ground up. And we're in this fight with you to ensure that we return the government back to the people of this country. And thank all of you for giving your time out on your holiday to come and stand in solidarity with us. We'll be standing in solidarity with you throughout this campaign and hopefully beyond. Let me make a last point before I turn it over. It's not enough just to get a Democrat elected. And frankly, I ran for chair because I was sick and tired of Democrats acting like getting them elected is all that we have to do. I don't want to see a single candidate in this state running around talking about preserving Social Security. They should be talking about expanding Social Security. They shouldn't be talking about making sure you get to see a doctor when you're sick. You should be able to see a doctor before you get sick. This is not about making sure our public schools don't get their doors shut. This is about making sure we have the best funded public schools in the world, the way we did the last time Democrats ran this state. Big, bold, progressive ideas that change lives for working class people. That is what this election's about. We are rising up. We're taking this government back. Thank you for being here today.
Y'all give a hand for Kendall. Hey, real quick. Kendall, the baby was looking like, I'm just over it. I'm ready to go home. No justice? No justice? Hey, y'all, I'm going to bring up one of my revolutionary sisters, Tiara Cooper, who is a leader in this community, who has traveled across this country and stood in so many different positions. And hey, man, she my sister from another mother, and I love her to death, always pulling up and speaking truth to power. Y'all give up for Tiara Cooper.
How y'all doing? Can y'all repeat after me? Say, it is our duty to fight for freedom.
It is our duty to fight for freedom.
It is our duty to win. We must love each other and support each other.
We must love each other and support each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Okay, this time with a little bit more energy. It is our duty to fight for freedom.
It is our duty to fight for freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other and support each other.
We must love each other and support each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
My name is Tiara Cooper, and today I'm off work like a lot of you all, but I am still operating in my full capacity because in Texas we take no days off. We who believe in freedom shall not rest until it comes. And I know this is the Not My President's rally, but beyond not my president, this is not my system. This is not my America. This is not ours. And I reject it in full capacity. And as sure as we are Texans, we got to stand firm and hold that line. So I know this is not my president. This is not the land of the free. This is not the community our ancestors in the civil rights movement fought for. This is not the America that Dr. King dreamed of. This is not what John Lewis the Great fought for. And this fight is not as much about individual actors as it is about the supporters of individual actors. I need us to know that this is more about historical systems of oppression, of historical systems of governance, of historical systems of surveillance, of historical systems of punishment. And so it is ICE today. It was police yesterday. It was the KKK the day before that. And these systems are not to be reformed, but to be abolished. Can you imagine our ancestors seeking to reform the KKK? Can you see our ancestors seeking to reform the slave patrol? God forbid that there will ever be a reform movement for ICE. So I stand strong and I stand in solidarity, saying I'm not only in defense of Black lives, but I'm in defense of all lives. I'm not only in defense of my people, but I'm in defense of your people, because it's going to require a solid movement. It's going to require a theology of justice. It's going to require something deeper for us in this hour. And that's the thing about authoritarianism. It does not rise in a vacuum. It rises where people are comfortable with other people's suffering. And we need to be able to stand firm on this, that we are not comfortable, whether it is you or me. When I came up, I was with an organization called TOP, and we did this chant called In Lakesh. And what it ultimately meant was that you were my other me. You were my brother. You were my sister. And they might come for you today, but they'll be coming for me tomorrow. And I understand that all too well as a formerly incarcerated mother, a formerly incarcerated woman, born and raised in South Dallas, to a mother who was born and raised in South Dallas. And we know a little thing about oppression. So there's nothing new under the sun. I say this to say that here in the state of Texas, we resist. And as Tony K. Bombara says, the movement must be irresistible. This is not just a moment, you guys, but this is a movement. This is a movement. And I've been in it for a while. So my ask to you is to not just join in this fly-by-day moment, but commit to the movement. Commit to the movement for the Black liberation struggle.
Yeah.
Commit to the movement regarding our Latino brothers and sisters. Commit to the movement because the church is also under attack. Commit to something. And you don't have to be loud. Not every organizer or activist needs to be in front of a microphone. But bring something. Bring your time. Bring your talents. Bring your gifts. Bring a plate. Bring some money. There's something we all need in this movement. I don't know about y'all, but everybody got to eat. So we need folks on the front lines, behind the scenes, on the sidelines, during the water breaks, because here in Texas, like I said, it's all gas and no brakes. So I want to thank y'all for coming out for not my president's rally, but know that this is about a deeper system. Again, my name is Tiara Cooper, and I want to thank y'all. Now I will be bringing up Kajaya. My apologies, y'all. So when I heard this young lady just yesterday, she has a prophetic vision for justice on her life. And so I'm going to call her up now. Hi, everyone. My name is Dejaya Piggy. I'm a 21-year-old graduate from the University of Texas at Austin with my bachelor's in psychology, and I plan to go to law school and focus on criminal defense attorney. So it's such an honor to be here before you. I would just like to say I stand before you as Mad Bold, which stands for making a difference boldly. Being bold today means more than just speaking loudly. It means standing firm in who you are, understanding your history and choosing to act with purpose. To be a revolutionist is not to just protest, it's to transform. It's to look at the world around you and to ask, how can I improve this? What difference can I make? It's using your voice when it shakes, organizing when it's uncomfortable. It's educating yourself so no one else can define your narrative. I believe every young person is a vital piece of the big picture. So I stand before you saying, I am powerful. I am informed. I am the change. Change today means showing up after the election, after the headlines fade, after the hashtag stop trending. It means building community, staying engaged, and holding systems accountable when uplifting everyone else. Revolution is not chaos. Revolution is commitment. Revolution is community. Revolution is courage. And we should choose to stand and choose to make a difference boldly. They want to make everything black and brown bad, But don't let them take that. Don't let them take that away from you. They made Black Lives Matter bad. They threw political race theory. They call us radical. My ancestors were radical. So I stand before you today saying I am making a difference. Vote. And I would like to invite you all out. I am having a What Now panel discussion at my church, March 28, 2026 at 11 a.m. And I will be talking about what now, what can we do after this election is over? What can we do now after the decision has been before us? So I just stand before you saying, I am the difference, I am the change. And I'm standing before you as a Gen Z community saying that we are the voice that y'all should be listening to when it comes to the polls, because we are the change, we are the now, we are the future. Thank you.
Y'all give her a hand.
Yeah.
Awesome. So real quick, I'm gonna bring up one of my good friends, the current Dallas ISD trustee, Byron Sanders of District 5.
Right.
I need y'all to repeat after me. I am Texas.
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 See, here's the thing. There's a lot of people, I don't know, y'all probably have friends outside of the state. They might live up north, they might live out west, and they always look at you. And they might call you, might send you a text and be like, what's going on in Texas? What y'all doing down there in Texas? And there's some people who might feel a little bit ashamed with that, feel a little embarrassed. But I'm trying to tell y'all that when people close their eyes and they think about, okay, who is America? Who belongs here? Whose state is this? A lot of times the people who are thinking about that, when they think about the folks who rightfully belong in this state, they don't think about people who look like the folks out in this community. Oftentimes they don't think about the people who are like me, a sixth generation Texan who grew up in this state. We got 40 acres and there was a mule out in East Texas.
Wow.
I learned that that land was by a man named Job Hogan.
Yeah. Okay.
He showed up on the first census in 1870. He's a black man, 70 years old, owned that 40 acres. Passed that 40 acres down to his sons, and then his grandsons, and the sons after that. 40 acres, a black man, a Texan. I found my first white relative, and his name was William Skurlock. And he also was on the 1870 census. They passed down some land on the other side. But you know what? We didn't see any of that. There was a woman, though, who ended up on his slave registry. Her name was Dovey Sneed. Dovey didn't have any land. Dovey worked somebody else's land. And every person who came down on that side in East Texas, they were sharecroppers. They didn't own anything. So I'm a black man standing here today with two sides of my legacy. A black man who fought in the war and one of the few people to actually be able to get access to what was promised. And then I come from a woman, Dovey Sneed, where though there are no pictures, there are no artifacts, there are no framed plaques. But I'm gonna tell you that both of them are Texan. And I come from a legacy of them both. I belong in this state. The black people who came before me, who bled, sweat, and died, belong in this state. The sisters and brothers who used to live in a place called Mexico, and they never moved, but somehow their nationality changed. They belong in this state. It's really a square and weird thing to have some people whose name ends like Martinez or Fernandez be called somebody that we would say didn't belong here when in fact they never moved. This state that we're in right now, Texas, it is a beautiful tapestry. But right now, it's not living up to its promise. Right now, the people who are in charge are trying to tell us that we don't belong, that we don't fit. that we don't have access to the promise of what was written down on parchment 250 years ago this year. The reality is this. This is our state. This is our land. For anybody who says that they don't belong here, I want you to ask them where they got that information from. I want you to ask them where that truth is coming from, because I guarantee you it's not in the legacy that was in this land that passed down to from my ancestors through the generations here. We're here to fight, y'all. I represent the voice of young people. I ran to be on the school board of Dallas Independent School District because if you can treat your children less than, you can treat anybody less than. But you know what? I also recognize this. The civil rights era was a beautiful time. It was a hard time. But there's something about the civil rights era. We go back and we look at those giants. We look at Martin Luther King Jr. We look at Malcolm X. We look at all those people who are leading those walks. But when you ask folks like, who were the people walking alongside the giants? Who were the people walking alongside Medgar Evers? Who were the people walking alongside Fannie Lou Hamer? You look at those pictures, how old were they? They were 16 years old. They were 17 years old. They were barely 18 years old. And it wasn't until those children stood up and faced down dogs, faced down water hoses, faced down firemen, faced down all of the people who were meaning them harm and trying to keep the status quo the status quo. It was the children who called us to our better selves. It was the children who became the mirror to the souls of society and showed us who we were and who we could better be. It was the children who called us to our best selves, and it was the children today who are still leading us. Thousands of children walked out of their schools this last week. We heard from just a few of them, but it was also the kids out at Sunset. It was also the kids out in Pleasant Grove. It was also the kids in North Dallas, West Dallas. We had kids in our rural communities walking out because they looked at the adults and they said, you know what? Everything y'all taught me I was supposed to be doing, sharing, taking care of everybody, making sure that our neighbors were safe, speaking up for those who don't have a voice themselves, making sure that I was doing right and that I'm not supposed to hoard everything. I'm supposed to make it better for somebody else. You told me that. And now I look at you and you're lying to me. You are being hypocrites. And I'm not going to stand for it. And so the young people are calling us today, just like they did in the 60s, just like they did in the 50s. They're calling us to our better selves. Are we going to listen to them?
Yeah.
Are we going to listen to them?
Yeah.
Are they Texans?
Yeah.
Are you Texans?
Yeah.
Then take our Texas back, take our country back, and let's be the state that we know we should be. Thank you all for showing up. Keep showing up. Keep fighting. We're going to make this thing happen. Let's get our justice back, and let's make it happen. Thank y'all so much.
Y'all give a hand for Byron. Y'all give a hand for Byron.
Yeah.
All right. No justice?
No peace.
No justice?
No peace.
All righty. So I'm going to bring up our next speaker is Zeshaun Jeffries, who is running for the 33rd Congressional District. Y'all give him a hand.
Good afternoon. How's everybody doing, Dallas?
All right.
I want to first off thank Next Generation Action Network for putting this amazing event together. Thank you, Brother Dominique. It's an honor to share this stage with so many civil rights icons, people that have been fighting on the right side of history, people like Brother Dominique, people like my good Reverend Haynes, people like Sister Jasmine, who's going to be coming up to speak here in just a moment. And to be out here with each and every one of you, the hardworking people of Texas that are going to fight back against oppression, fight back against fascism, fight back against the authoritarian takeover of Donald Trump. Because as we are celebrating today, today is not my President's Day. My dear brothers and sisters united for peace and justice, my dear brothers and sisters united for justice, This is a day that we will always remember. This is a time which we will always remember. What did you do in 2026 when the president tried to take over your country, tried to launch an authoritarian takeover, tried to turn this into a fascist state? What did you do in 2026? You will be asked by your kids, by your grandkids, by your great-grandkids, what did you do to stand up against the oppression? When I look outside, I see a president that goes from country to country, learning from the worst dictators that are out there in the world and finding ways to oppress the American people. What I see is a president that is supporting one of the worst genocides in modern history. A president that is supporting the genocide of the Palestinian people. A president that has then taken the tricks of the IDF and then unleashed them on the American people by having the Israeli Defense Forces train ICE agents on how to brutalize Americans. And I say, shame.
Shame.
I say, no.
No.
We will not stand for this injustice. We are in an election year, one of the most important elections of your lifetime. This is a chance to save the American democracy because the very foundation of the American democracy is crumbling. The very framework, the fabric of our democracy is falling apart. And it is incumbent upon each and every American to step up right now and save that American democracy. Because I believe, and I hope you all believe with me too, that the American democracy is something that is worth saving. We live in a country right now where we have ICE agents that are going across the country that are brutalizing people with no IDs, no badges, no uniforms, no body cams, wearing masks, in unmarked cars, terrorizing communities of color. ICE out!
I said
And we have politicians in Washington that are afraid to speak the truth and say the only thing that can be said to an organization that is recruiting people from the white supremacy movement, which is we must prosecute and abolish ICE.
absolutely.
That is a firm line in the sand. And we cannot profit off of ICE by buying and selling Palantir stock. We cannot pass legislation that will make ICE more powerful to continue to abuse the American people. We live in a time, my brothers and sisters, where ICE agents are getting $50,000 signing bonuses. They are making six-figure salaries, where our teachers are lucky to get a $1,000 signing bonus and even make $50,000 a year. Where are our priorities?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where are we as a nation?
Yeah.
What are we doing wrong? What we're doing wrong is we have a president who is hiding behind the office, a president that is preventing the release of the Epstein files,
Yeah. Yeah.
the Epstein files that must be released that will show another reason why he must be impeached and sent to prison.
Interesting. Note to self. Yeah.
That is the only solution for Donald Trump and his high crimes and misdemeanors. Impeachment and prosecution. The man has committed treason against the American people. He has launched a domestic terror organization against the American people. And his vice president has said it's okay. He has said, I'm going to give immunity to all the ICE agents. Well, I say it's time for us to end qualified immunity.
Right.
It is time to repeal qualified immunity for anyone, whether you're a police officer, whether you're an ICE agent. There is only one judicial system in this country. There is no need for a two-tier judicial system. If you commit a crime, you do the time. It's that simple. That's right. Everyone should follow the law, including the police. On top of that, we need to fight for social justice. And that means that we need to end the Patriot Act and end the mass surveillance state in this country. We need to get our rights back. And we need to elect leaders. Leaders that will be willing to stand up, be on the right side of history, and fight for true progressive values. That means reparations for generations of injustice. That means ending predatory practices that these banks are launching on communities of color. That means it's time for us to stop sending billions and billions of our hard-earned tax dollars to commit atrocities abroad and fight illegal wars on countries like Venezuela, going to places like Iran and Syria, and instead invest here at home. Invest in free, quality public education. That means free trade schools, free community colleges, and free public universities. That means investing in free, universal health care and Medicare for all. And stop. That means investing in affordable housing units so that people can afford the rent. Because my brothers and sisters, the rent is too damn high. And it is time for us to take care of the American people. Real progressive values like raising the minimum wage to a minimum of $20 to $25 an hour so people can have a decent living. That means raising Social Security benefits by at least $200 a month so that seniors can live a life of dignity by raising the cap on Social Security taxes. That means investing in a Green New Deal so that we can have a sustainable future for our nation. So what I will say is this: the time for us to elect politicians like Julie Johnson and Colin Allred, who have taken a combined $700,000 from AIPAC and the pro-Israel lobby, is over. It is time to get corporations, by ending Citizens United, out of our politics. It is time to get AIPAC out of our politics. It is time to get the billionaires out of our politics. Because the time for these billionaires is coming to an end. And we need to do what we can to fight for the oppressed people. People like Brother Keith Porter Jr., like Brother Alex, like Sister Renee, who have lost their lives because ICE is murdering people on the streets. Because the 32 people that died in the ICE detention center in the last year. Because of all the women that have been raped in detention centers by ICE. Because it's time to end for-profit detention centers. It's time to end the slavery practices that are happening in our prison systems in today. It is time for decriminalization. Because the time for the billionaires, the oligarchs, and the corporatists, their time is over. Now it's time for us, all of us. Thank you very much. My name is Sishan Hafiz, and I hope to represent you, the hardworking people of Texas' 33rd Congressional District. SishanForTexas.com. You all have a wonderful, not my President's Day. Y'all give him a hand. No justice. All righty. So this is what I'm gonna do is, yeah. So real quick, y'all. I get the honor and the privilege of being able to introduce reintroduce to some, and this man don't need any introduction or whatever. But at the end of the day, I do want to acknowledge Pastor George Mason, y'all. He does a lot of revolutionary work throughout Dallas, and definitely want to thank him for always being on the front line. And so I have the pleasure of bringing up my pastor and my hero, my mentor, none other than Dr. Frederick D. Haynes III, who, after, November or January, I don't know what title I'm gonna call him, but at the end of the day, today I can call him Pastor Haynes, all right? And next year, I guess I'll call him Congressman, right? All right, so give it up for Dr. Haynes.
Please give it up for Next Generation Action Network because they are about that action when it comes to fighting for justice, fighting against oppression, fighting against wannabe kings. Next Generation Action Network has always been on the front lines for us. So I want to salute Dominique Alexander, Minister Dominique Alexander, and all of Next Generation Action Network for your phenomenal work. I've got to shout out a member of Friendship West Baptist Church. She also happens to be the baddest congressperson walking the planet, our next senator from the state of Texas, regardless of what other certain people try to do. Ain't nobody like Jasmine Crockett. Nobody like Jasmine Crockett took a stand last week against the Attorney General of this country and let her know that if you think you want to play games with me, I want all the smoke. And so I want to thank Jasmine Crockett for always bringing the smoke, for fighting for us, for filing bills for us. You are about it. And Shirley Chisholm is saluting you. Barbara Jordan is saluting you. All of the greats from Sojourner Truth to Harriet Tubman, they salute you. We salute you. And guess what? You fight for us, so we're going to fight for you because we got your back just like you have our back. And more than that, you have democracy's back. And we want to salute you for that. Now, that was an unpaid for advertisement for Jasmine Crockett, and I approve of this message. It's clutch time. Clutch time. I was watching the NBA All-Star game yesterday, the last two quarters, and clutch time is a new phrase in the NBA where when it's the last 5 minutes of the game and the game is tight and any mistake can cost you the game. The game is tight and every decision you make can have ramifications that will determine if you win or lose the game. It's called clutch time. It's an intense time. It's a pressure-packed time. It's a time where if you're not careful, you can lose everything you've worked so hard for. I'm so glad the Next Generation Action Network scheduled this rally the day before early voting because it's clutch time. Clutch time meaning that we can lose something seriously if we don't handle our business during clutch time. Now, let me be real. Everybody can't handle clutch time. Some people drop the ball during clutch time. Others want the ball during clutch time. And that's why I think we are here. We are here because we want the ball. We are here because we recognize that democracy is on the line. Fascism is trying to win. We recognize that in the White House, we have a wannabe king who has used his brown-nosing governor right here in the state of Texas in order to engage in racist redistricting. But it's all a part of a plan where white nationalism takes over this country and fascism becomes a sick and sad reality. It's clutch time. The question is, what you gonna do with the ball during clutch time? I tell you what we ought to do with the ball during clutch time. We ought to have that, oh, I like it, that Michael Jordan mentality. Jordan said, give me the ball during clutch time because I'm not scared. Give me the ball during clutch time because I recognize I'm carrying my team. Wonderful book, the autobiography of Malcolm X, that when he was a kid, his dad was killed, probably by the Ku Klux Klan. And when his dad was killed, there was a systemic attempt to dismantle his family, driving his mother into an insane asylum. It was a horrible, heartbreaking time. What the system did to Malcolm's family, the system broke his family because systems are set up to produce outcomes. Our enemy is not an individual, it's a system that produces oppressive and othering outcomes. Here's what Malcolm did. Malcolm every day testified that he would tell his mama, as they were running out of food and resources, he would tell his mama, please give me some food. And his mama would say, we don't have anything. And he would keep on making noise until mama relented and gave him food. Check this out. At that moment, his mother said to him, why don't you be nice and quiet like your little brother? He looked at his brother and noticed his brother went hungry. But when he made noise, he was able to get what he needed. We've come here today because we are going to have a chip on our shoulder during clutch time, and we're going to make some noise. Because when we make some noise, several things can happen. Let's make noise, and when we make noise, we will end the war on this country and our community. There's a war that has been declared. That's why ICE agents walk around with their faces covered as if they are the old-time Ku Klux Klan, or worse than that, a part of the slave patrols where they serve as judge, jury, and executioner. You can't reform a slave patrol. You have to abolish the slave patrol. You have to engage in comprehensive, true immigration reform that starts with this country stopping its bad foreign policies where we destabilize other governments, and when their citizens run to this country responding to the Statue of Liberty saying, give me your poor, you're tired, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, and then before they know it, they are attacked and othered and made to feel that they are illegal aliens. Let me park right here. Ain't no child of God illegal. No one is an alien unless you come from Mars, unless you are orange in your constitution. So quit calling them illegal aliens. But not only must we end this war, we must also fight for economic security through economic justice. Y'all, it's become so expensive in this country, I can't afford to live in America. And so America is set up for those up and in as opposed to those who are down and out. We need a true cost of living wage. We need a living wage that recognizes that every child of God, and if you know your history, you know Martin King Jr. was killed fighting for a guaranteed income. And I add to that guaranteed income a true cost of living wage. We need economic justice and economic security. And that, of course, means we need affordable health care for all of you, all of the citizens of this country. I got to testify. I got sick when I was over in England studying for my first doctorate degree. And what blew my mind, I had an asthma attack. George, they rushed me to the hospital via ambulance, put me on machine, give me a prescription. I'm wondering, how much will all of this cost in a foreign country? I then pull out my wallet and I'm embarrassed when the receptionist says, oh, you must be from the United States. Here in this country, we believe that health care is a right for everyone and not just a privilege for the few. We are going to make some noise because we want to ensure economic security through economic justice. We're going to make some noise because we believe in saving and being good stewards of the environment. It's something sick in a country where your life expectancy is determined not by your genetic code, but by your zip code, because in too many instances, the billionaires create pollution that poor people end up inhaling. And as a consequence, we have bad water, we have toxic air that we inhale right here in Dallas. We recognize you can live 15 minutes from someone who has a longer life expectancy, not because of genetics, but because of environmental injustice. And so, y'all, I hope you know it's time to make some noise. We ought not go hungry at the table of democracy. All of us ought to eat. All of us have a responsibility to eat. So go ahead and make some noise when you march to the polls. Make some noise and vote for justice. Make some noise and make sure that all of America experiences liberty and justice for all. If we make some noise, this country will finally do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with God. When we make noise, we'll have justice. We'll have judges who are more concerned with justice than getting paid. When we make some noise, we'll make sure that the poor are not ignored and there's no wage war waged on the poor. Y'all, I'm simply saying it's time to make some noise. I'm done. So I give it to you like this. If you got the hookup and you're ready to make some noise, holler if you hear me, because it's our time to take this country back. It's our time to move this country forward in a direction of healing, a direction of justice, a direction of peace and righteousness. It's our time. And I don't know about you, I made up my mind. I'm going to be like Malcolm and make some noise.
There's no point of even going. The mic is even hot. No justice.
No peace.
Hey y'all, I really appreciate you guys coming out here. If it was one thing that we could do today, to remember to know exactly what is currently going on in America right now, and what is at stake, right? Of course, the Next Generation Action Network, this little podium says it. We was founded in 2014. And so that lets you know that we are not new to this, we true to this, right? And so, of course, our organization has been around for a good little minute, right? And so we're committed towards making sure that we educate the people at what is at stake, right? The organization has traveled across this country. We have been a part of the Texas legislative process. We've been a part of the federal legislative process. We've traveled and supported campaigns and made sure that we give capacity to many movements, right? And of course, that allows us to be at tables that really matter, right? And that allows us to be able to make sure that we keep the people informed on who is really and who gives us the best opportunity to take back this state, right? And I'm so grateful to God that I was born and raised in the congressional district of 30 in a little zip code called 75216. And the unfortunate pleasure I've had for the last couple of years, I've had Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett as my Congresswoman.
Yeah.
And so what I'm going to do and ask y'all to give today is give a welcome to my friend in the next United States Senator from the great state of Texas. The next U.S. Senator, y'all give it up for Jasmine Crockett.
Listen, it's not even fair that I have to speak after my pastor. Everybody knows that I ain't no preacher. I'm just a PK. But nevertheless, I'm so happy to be back in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
And y'all know I had a few things going on in DC this week.
Yeah.
Started off with the deposition of Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh my God.
I also call her Monster Maxwell.
Wow.
And then on Thursday, actually on Wednesday, it culminated with dealing with Pam Bondi. Yes.
Whoa.
And so it's been a lot because we got a lot going on in this country. And a lot of people ask, why, Congresswoman, why would you run for the United States Senate in the state of Texas? Why? Texans haven't won in 30 years. Why would you do that? We need your voice on the federal level. Well, I'm telling you right now, you will have my voice so long as you do what you're supposed to do and show up to the polls.
Yeah.
Now, more importantly, there are so many people that don't believe in Texas, yet everybody got an opinion about what's going on in Texas.
Right.
I've never seen so many people out of New York and DC deciding to weigh in on Texas politics when allegedly it doesn't matter. I can tell you that Texas has always been at the epicenter of doing what is right until recent years. LBJ came from the state of Texas. LBJ signed the Voting Rights Act into law. LBJ signed the Civil Rights Act into law. Do you know where Roe v. Wade initiated? It initiated right there in Texas 30. That set the world on fire. Women finally were getting some semblance of equity in this country, and it was led by Texas. Do you know the last governor that we had that was a Democrat in the state of Texas? Ann Richards. That's right. So let me tell you something. Texas has a rich history of doing what's right. Unfortunately, under the leadership of the Republicans, we have only seen our state go down and down and down. And so in this moment where people are saying, well, how can the president do this? And how can the president do that? It requires all of us to do more. It requires all of us to ask, what is our purpose in this moment? Because some people keep looking for leaders to save them. I'm here to tell you that nobody is coming to save you but yourselves.
Right.
It is time for us to recognize that the power belongs to the people and that it never left us. They want to convince us that we're powerless or we should be hopeless or that we're helpless. Why do you think they keep attacking us at the ballot box? It's because they want you to feel powerless. I'm here to tell you that democracy hangs by a thread, but it still exists. The reason that the president recently said maybe we should federalize our elections, he knows he's losing. The things that matter to Texans and frankly Americans is about how in the heck are we going to pay to put a roof over our head. And right now we know that we have a president that only has concepts of a plan. He doesn't have a plan to make life more affordable, whether we're talking about housing or education or putting food on the table. But unfortunately, one thing that this president is excellent at, it is division. It is division. How many of you remember him telling us they're eating the cats and the dogs?
Yep.
How many of y'all remember him telling us that the immigrants were going to take our jobs?
Yep.
Do y'all remember that?
Yeah.
How many
Absolutely.
people heard him say things like, it's the trans people that are causing all of our problems?
Yep.
At the end of the day, when I look around, it's not the trans person, it's not the immigrant, and it's absolutely not the black folk, because you know DEI supposedly means black, right? It's Trump and his cronies. It's the billionaires. It's the 1%ers. It's those that are found in the Epstein files.
Yeah.
So why do you think there's so much resistance and there's so much attention on Texas? Which state did they start in first when they decided they wanted to go and silence voices?
Yeah.
They started in Texas. It just so happens that I happen to be the president's favorite person. It just so happens to be that the governor just last week decided that he was going to invest over $1 million into the Texas Senate race. Last time I checked, he's not running for the Texas Senate. I'm here to tell you that they're afraid of you. They're afraid of your voices. And what I want you to do is I want you to remind them that they had every reason to be afraid. Because you, the people, have the power. Because you, the people, are not crazy. Because you, the people, are going to hold them accountable.
Yes. Yes.
DC is full of cowards. Everywhere I look, I'm gonna be perfectly honest, it's on both sides of the aisle. People are scared. They don't want to face the type of hate that I get on a daily basis. But the reality is that when you sign up for service, if you believe in taking care of the people that put you into power, then you've got to do that. I stand here only as a product of those that were willing to give their lives, and frankly, some did. So when they go after people in the middle of the street and they kill them as if they are dogs, it is time for all of us to stand up.
Yeah.
This isn't about one group of people defending the immigrant population. This is about us being unified. If they can attack one of us, they can attack all of us.
Yeah.
This is the problem. We have got to be as unified people. And frankly, it is time to tune out all of the noise. If we are not talking about how we are going to make for a better America, then we ain't talking about shit. Yo, I am scared for our country. My pay doesn't change because I'm running for the US Senate, but the power that I have to deliver for the people does. This is about delivering. I'm here to tell you that this majority minority state can make a difference, not just for Texas, but for the entire country. And if the United States finally gets back on track, that means that the world is in a better place. Do you know how many people are looking at us and wondering what is happening in our country? We are a laughing stock right now, y'all. Other countries have CEOs that are stepping down. We have princes that are being indicted. And in the United States, crickets. Nothing's happening. We have a president that says that the Epstein files are a hoax because his name is in there more times than I can count. We are better than this. I know that there are some that says, no, this is who America has always been, but we, the people, decide who this country is going to be. And I am here to tell you that I believe in we, the people. I believe in Texas. That is why it is time to raise our voices. Come rain, sleet, hail, or snow. We've got to show up and show them who's boss. We've got to tell them that we will not continue to accept the mediocrity and the hate and the flat out corruption that is coming out of DC. We deserve better. We can have better. We are going to have better. All we got to do is do our part. So God bless you all.
No justice? No peace. No justice? No peace. No justice? No peace. No justice? All righty, so I want to thank you guys for being here today, joining us. Like we said, it's important that we get out and do what? All right, but vote what?
Where's he going?
Vote what? Vote.
He's gonna go to the side. Huh? He has to go?
That's what he said. Ran. You didn't see him running?
Wait, let me see if I can.
He was running. I've never seen him running. You can see him. Did you stop it?
No, I think it'll stop by itself.
No.
No?